I proposed an idea to my friend last night. We watch flat Earth documentaries all night and see if we can keep believing the Earth is round by the end of it.
All right. Hey, everybody.
We back.
We back. It's me and John Fahey doing a podcast.
Yep.
On camera. We were going to have the other class of 2018 interns, but they're all traveling the world.
Yeah.
I guess we just didn't get the memo.
Yeah, I guess
Chris
so.
is out caucusing in Iowa. Mm-hmm. Haley's in London. And I think Shannon said she's what, in Florida?
I don't know.
She's somewhere.
Last time
It's
I
not
saw
here.
her, she was in a different country.
All I know is it's not here.
Yeah.
We can bring him on for another one.
yeah, we'll do that. It'll be fun.
But we got the soon-to-be famous John Fahey.
I don't know how to respond to that, but thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, thank you.
So, what have you been up to, man?
Living life, working, going to school, making music. I mean, I don't know. You want some more information? You're gonna have to ask some more questions.
Ask you questions?
I guess. Yeah.
I'm gonna ask specific questions. All right.
Oh, thank God.
You weren't going to school last time I talked to you.
I was
Where are you
not.
going now?
Going to Massasoit
Nice.
for 2 years, and I think I'm studying psych right now.
You think you're studying psych?
That's like what I'm heading towards. I took a psych class. I was like, yeah, this is really cool. I'm gonna do this.
Nice.
So I took Psych 101. People are weird, bro. people are so weird.
Yeah.
That class just showed me they're extra weird.
That's why we need psych majors
Yeah.
to help those weird people.
Yeah. So I guess my teacher worked like disaster relief, and depending on how you work psych, it's like, doesn't change you, but she's like, I don't know, she's got this weird ass like sleep ability where she can just like, as long as her rocks are arranged correctly on the ground during a disaster, she can sleep perfectly fine.
It sounds
I've
like
learned-
some crystal healing stuff.
I don't know. I think I've seen this lady levitating in the hallways or something. She's wild. But I've learned you don't open fridges during disasters.
Oh, yeah, because you don't want all the cold to get out.
No.
Oh.
I'm talking like super disasters where everyone should be gone, like out of there. You don't open the fridge because chances are you get there way later and it is disgusting. It is nasty.
Oh, after the fact.
After the fact.
Okay, I thought you were
yes.
talking about when it happens, you don't open up the fridge because you're going to let out all the cold and your food's going to go bad.
No.
No, that's stupid.
I mean, hey, you make a good point, but like, yeah, at that point in those disasters, all the power's probably gone.
Yeah.
So you're not going to be able to cook.
We've
that
already
food.
resorted to cannibalism anyway, so that's okay.
Okay. Okay. But yeah. So psych is super cool.
That's cool.
That's all I got on that.
Nice.
I dropped my math class.
Not feeling it?
Not a math guy, really, at all. Just since 6th grade, it's been downhill. So that's that.
How's the second rap album coming?
It's going good. Got the whole concept down. I have like a whole album's worth of content, and I'm trying to create another whole album worth of content.
How has it changed since you sent me that demo in March?
So that demo was an almost finished copy. I'm a real perfectionist when it comes to things like
Good.
when it comes to like melodies, like there might be just like something at the end of it, like maybe just like, oh, I'm not feeling this entirely, maybe go a note up, and then like like I don't want to get like into theory and all, but like I'm a big perfectionist when it comes to like, oh, this isn't perfect, I need to go into my auto-tune program and fix that, so like I do what I can to make, like, if the beat, I don't have it readily available and I can't change it at all, I'll do what I can to change it. But I mean, the whole concept is just like this wild thing. Like the whole concept of the first one, Subject to Change, was like, life is like erratic, so you get every single vibe on there. And so this one is a little more, it's not more black and white, but it's telling more of a story.
Okay, good. Because you told a lot of stories in the last one, so if you're saying it's more of a story now,
Well,
I'm
this is
excited.
more of a cohesive story. Like for the last one, I had like a background thing. I'm like, oh, you signed this contract, and there's a termination clause, and
Yep.
all these things are gonna happen in between, but you don't know what and when. This one is more like a question and a statement at the same time. So, yeah.
When's it coming out?
I really want March, but like I gotta save my money for studio time. So,
So where do you go for that? Do you go to like a professional studio to get that all recorded?
I got a place in Weston, and there's a place in Boston, and then I really like my basement, but like that's very limiting. That's very limiting.
Yeah.
The whole thing right now is just meeting people, meeting people that can help me get my message across without breaking the bank. And it's really helpful when you message people. You're like, hey, I really like your music. You mind sending me beats? And they're like, bro, you're insane. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Like, here you go. I'm like, let's go. So,
Cha-ching.
yes, exactly. And I mean, if they want money for them, we can discuss that on the back end. But so far, I don't think they want money for them.
Ask for it for free first, right?
Yes, of course. So,
Cool.
yeah.
I really like that first album. I was listening to it the other day when we decided to do this.
That's what I like to hear. That's a real fan right there.
There you go.
Wherever we're cutting to, Sean Leary, cool guy.
Thanks. My favorite, and I think Spotify, the top track seem to agree, is Home.
Yeah. So I guess people really loved like the straight up story. Mm-hmm. Home was a big one. I mean, like I didn't think much of it at the time. I was like, oh man, I'm just telling my story. And I mean, that was a difficult one to tell. I don't really like writing my music around people because when the inspiration strikes, it strikes, and it's, you know, it can come from something heavy like that. So that one was about like not being as close with my family due to past events. I just kind of distanced myself from them. And so I kind of tricked my little sister into doing the hook with me for the second time around, because it does the hook, the first verse, the hook with her. And so I was like, oh, I need you to sing this part on a song. And she didn't know what it was about. I muted everything besides my track and the instrumental, and I was like, I need you to sing this part. And so she did, and it sounded amazing. She killed it.
It was great.
So whenever people ask me, they're like, who's Caroline? I'm like, that's my little sister. Like the one the song is mainly about.
I was like Googling like Caroline, like I was like, who is this? Who is he working with?
So that's always a fun story to tell, because people are like, oh my gosh, no way. You like, how'd you get her to do this? The song's about her. I'm just like, well, you see, technology.
I didn't tell her.
So yeah, we got something. It's not like Home 2.0 on the new album, but it's another storytelling album, or another storytelling song that's about someone who I am super close with now, but we've been through some shit together, you know? So like, it's about my good friend who he had some mental illness problems with OCD back when we were in like from 6th grade till like freshman year, and it circles around an event that happened in 7th grade when we went on vacation together, and he pretty much lost his mind.
Oh,
I mean, listen to the song for more details. And that one's called Stay a While. I was thinking about releasing that as a single, but like, that's more of an album cut. It's pretty heavy.
it is pretty heavy.
I don't really like choosing singles. It's hard for me to release them because I'm like, all right, so like,
You usually put those on SoundCloud.
yeah, I'll put the, not the throwaways necessarily, but like the more lighthearted stuff on SoundCloud. And it's tough to choose SoundCloud songs nowadays too, just because I don't want to pay them. And
Oh, you have to pay them to put it up?
I don't want to pay them because I'm running out of time to put things. So I'm constantly like deleting, saving things to my computer again, so I don't give into the patriarchy or whatever it is.
Yeah, man. Okay.
and I don't give them my money.
The Patreon. That's who ends up with your money?
The man ends up with your money anyway.
Okay.
But so it's just difficult for me to choose singles because I use my music to tell my stories, and sometimes my stories hurt a lot, and I'm like, oh, so no one's gonna. I mean, I'm not Future. I can't tell like a really sad song and have people be like, yo, this is what's up. Turn up.
Well, you can.
I mean, I don't know if I have that ability just yet. I'm working at it.
You get there.
But I don't know. I don't even know where I was headed with that.
It's all right.
But basically, I'm trying for before summer at least.
Nice.
Because life has been happening, and then life
Oh, it doesn't stop. It just keeps going,
stop.
dude.
It just takes a second to kind of look back and think of all the stories that have happened to you. And so like, during the end of the summer, I was just writing because life was happening and I was keeping up with it. And wow, this summer was a ride. And a little bit after this summer, and then everything kind of snowballed and hit me, and I was like, I need a second to step back and write some more after I think about it. So I thought about it, keep thinking about it, and now I just need beats.
Now you just need beats.
Now I just need beats, and I swear it's going to be the wildest thing I've ever been a part of. I mean,
so what's like your process?
my process? It really depends. Like sometimes I'll just think of a line, like I'll think of something that's happening in my life or just something cool to say, and I'll write it down in my notes. Or sometimes I'll get the inspiration to write a whole song without a beat, or I'll hear a beat I really like and I write to it. The process, depending on the song, will usually involve a little bit of crying. Like if it's a song like Home or Stay a While, it's gonna involve a little bit of crying. So I don't like to write my music around people, but
It's when you get locked in the basement.
that's when I get locked in the basement. But sometimes when I'm with a group of people that are making music too, they'll play songs, and that's usually when some of my best just like fun music happens, because we're all making music together. They're like, oh, we need a verse for this. I'm like, I got you. 5 minutes, I come up with something. They're just like, whoa. I don't like to like brag about my ability too much. They're just like, whoa, and I'm just like, thanks guys, I tried my best.
Just giving it the old college try.
Yeah.
Well, that's good. I mean, you make some pretty good stuff. I mean, for me, go back to Home. That one hit me emotionally, personally, because like I have a younger sister. That's the only sibling I have. She's 4 years younger than me. She has Down syndrome, and like I don't live at home anymore. And I don't think she really understands why I don't live at home. It's because I'm an adult. Like I moved out.
Yeah.
Like I'm starting to live my life. And she's always like, I miss you. Like I wish you were here. I miss hanging out with you. And I'm just like, damn. Like,
Yeah.
And I hear that verse, and I'm just like, oh, like,
Man, it's
start welling up. I'm like, oh God,
it's
too
so
real,
tough.
John. Too real.
So, I mean, like, my little sister and I, we're super tight now. We talk all the time. We hang out. Sometimes it'll be like 4 a.m. Not like 4 a.m. My sleep schedule is really messed up right now. But sometimes it'll be like between midnight and 2 in the morning. And I'll be like in the kitchen making dinner. And my sister will come down and we'll just talk for like an hour or two about like how her day was, how she's doing, about my day, how I'm doing. So it's cool. Like definitely after that, I don't think it was because of that song. Like definitely let me get things off my chest. She's heard it.
What'd you think of it?
I mean, I don't know. She might hate it, but she definitely knows that the idea was there. My mom listens to it a lot. My mom listens to all my music. And I don't like, yes, thank you for listening to my music and being a supporter. She
Feels
loves
weird,
it.
I bet.
It feels a little weird. All right.
Because it's not always something a mom wants to hear.
No, not always. But all right. So the best story I have from ever doing a show was July 12th, 2018. My mom's like, can I come to your show? I'm like, I really rather you didn't. She's like, I'll buy a ticket. I'm like, no, please just don't. And then, so we're at the Sonia nightclub, and I didn't hear about this until months after. We're at the Sonia nightclub. We perform with Aiden the, Kalos, GH Luke, and it was Kalos' headlining show, his first time. And I hear from my older sister that my mom showed up in a wig.
What?
In a disguise. Olga Fahey shows up disguised in a wig, and she like gives them her ID, and she's like, my son's performing. I don't want him to know I'm here because he said not to come. And so my mom sneaks in to one of my biggest shows with a wig. And I just thought it was so funny because my older sister was like, oh, I thought you knew. Like, I thought she eventually told you. No, she never told me. It was so funny. I was sitting in the green room. I'm like, I wonder if my mom's actually going to show up or not. And I guess she did. So yeah, that was fun.
I bet you wish you saw what she looked like in the wig.
I don't know if I do, honestly.
See if you'd recognize her, or how like accurate it looks to like real hair.
Yeah.
Like it's just some ridiculous, like, you know, those wigs where it's just like there's no styling it.
I
Like,
can't
it
imagine she had like a quality wig on deck. It was probably something.
just stopped at iParty,
Definitely. Oh, that's so
Spirit Halloween or something like that, and got a
Yeah.
got a wig. That's funny though. I remember I went to one of your shows. I can't remember when exactly it was.
Might have been the first one.
It was in Hanover, I think, or on the. It was at the Knights of Columbus near Rockland.
It was Rockland. I think it was might have been the first one because you texted me. You're like, "We're the oldest people here."
I was like,
I'm the
I'm
oldest person
way
here.
older than everyone here.
Yeah, I think that was not May 4th. It might have been May 4th.
It happened. I don't
It
remember when it
happened.
was.
I usually try my best to remember the day of that one because that was my first one. So
It was pretty fun.
I had a lot of fun too. Yeah, it was a good time. What were you saying about it?
I don't know. It was a good time. I was just gonna say, like I said, I got there and I'm just like, I feel like an old man. Like, fortunately, I still look pretty young. So like,
Yeah,
I'm not,
you got away with it.
I mean, it's not like I'm in my 30s. I'm like, I was probably like 25, 26 at the time. Like, but I'm still just like all these like high school kids around. I'm just like, something feels weird about this. Like,
It's a disturbance in the force. Yeah. I just turned 20 recently, and
yeah, you're like one of the last kids born in the 20th century.
yeah, 90s kid. What can I say? But it's just a kind of a funny joke to like, because I hang around people that are a little bit younger than me. They're like 18, 19, some even 20, but I always walk around. I'm like, listen, kid, you wouldn't understand. It comes with age. And
You've aged like a fine wine compared to the rest of them, haven't
exactly.
you? Yeah.
I'm like, listen, you don't know about the 24 days I spent in the 90s. It was wild. My other friend's like, I was born in the 90s too. Listen, bud, you spent 2 days there. You wouldn't know. I've seen some shit. So I don't know. It's
You were alive almost long enough for like the end of the world to have happened at Y2K. Like, what a wild 4 weeks that would have been for you. Yeah. So what else you been up to? You still working at Domino's?
oh man,
It's been gone.
I've been through jobs. Okay.
Okay. Take me through
like-
the timeline here.
All right. My first job ever. I don't remember it. I don't remember my first job ever. I was working with my dad at his accounting firm as an intern because I was like too young for an actual job, but they let me work there and they paid me good. So I do every Saturday there. Then I worked at the Jetty, the bar, for one night. And I was like, man, dishwashing sucks.
Yeah.
I'm not doing this. So I was like, yeah, I'm not working here. And then I moved to the Brent Rock Market. And I worked with my dad every winter for tax season. Then I worked here. Then I worked Domino's. Then I worked GNC for a while. Then I went back to Domino's because I wasn't making money.
Because you get commission at GNC. Where it's selling.
I made stupid money at the end. It was wild.
Really?
But they fired my favorite person ever. They fired my manager, and she was such an angel. And they were just like, you don't sell enough programs, and she's like,
Probably because she was nice. Knew what she was selling to people.
I remember when they fired her, I was like having trouble with the register, and I'm like, can you help me with this? She's like, I just got fired, so no. I'm like,
Oh.
I tried so hard to not walk out, or like I wanted to walk out so bad, but I already had my 2 weeks in at the time, so I was like, I guess I'll just hang. And I made so much money in the next 2 weeks. It was ridiculous.
Just pushing product.
I didn't know what to do with myself. I was blowing racks, but I was making so much money.
All that studio time you could have bought.
I was stupid. I just decided to. It was in the summer. So I just went on a bender with my friends. It's bad. This summer was a ride. A lot of fun, a lot of not fun. But anyway, back to the job. I'll get back to summer after.
So let me get this straight. You did 1 day of dishwashing. Was that too boring for you?
It was annoying.
It was annoying.
It was
But
so annoying.
you'll do like months long work with your dad doing taxes.
Okay, so listen. You get an hour lunch break. You don't have to pay for any lunch because they just order it. Because it's a bunch of accountants. You know, they pay with the.
They make money.
They make money, so they get you some like, not super fancy lunch, but like they'll get pizza for everyone. They'll get like wings and stuff and sandwiches. And the only bad part about it was, you know, waking up early on a Saturday.
What time do you have to get up? What's early? If you say 9 o'clock, I swear to God.
5, 6.
Okay.
5, 6. And I was used to waking up. I did that mainly when I was in high school. So I'd be used to waking up 5:36 anyway. So I'm like, I need a day where I can sleep and it's not Sunday. So that was really the only bad part. But it was just mind-numbing work. You know, you just like scan things, put things in alphabetical order, put them in filing cabinets. That's it. It was the worst. Not the worst, because you'd make good money, but like, excuse me.
Nice.
Yeah, that was like a 3. Don't worry. It just, I mean, I get really bored really easy, so I have to jump around jobs. So I did Dominos, GNC, my dad's office, working at the Brown Rock Market, Major League Pizza now. If you've never had Major League,
I have not.
Major League Pizza and Spanish food, they're killing it. They make some of the best food in town.
Where is this?
Wrexham. Wrexham. It's right next to Coffee Bar.
Okay.
Just straight up coffee bar. And I love it there. The guy there is so enthusiastic about his job. He's like, I've been behind the grill for 25 years. And like, so I know what I'm doing. And he's always has a smile on his face. And he's like, I don't know. He's like the perfect example of what I want a boss to be. He's the top.
Okay.
The
I was like, what is
example of what I want a boss to be. Not that I really want to have a boss in the future, but for now, while I can't get a job without a boss,
Yeah.
he is definitely like the best boss I've ever had. One of the best bosses. Because shout out Sue, GNC, she was the best too. But yeah, so I'm just like, I can't stay in one spot for too long. That's why this album doesn't sound the same. I can't keep rapping forever. I love rapping, and it happens a lot on the album. But you know, like,
You want to be a musician, not just like a specific one-track rapper.
Yeah, I'm a musician that can't really play an instrument, but I kind of understand like how to say things to musicians I work with, so that we can get in the right direction.
You probably know enough about musical theory to kind of communicate what you're looking for.
I can kind of like
you
crush
don't?
my way by,
Yeah.
you know. But so like I kind of strictly listen to like R&B music right now,
Okay.
and not strictly R&B music. Listen to a lot less rap.
Yeah.
I don't listen to a lot of rap music anymore. I'll listen to anything but rap, really, just because I don't know. I've heard people rap about a lot of stuff. I've heard so much rap that I'm just like, I need to let it recharge or whatever.
Yeah.
And it's so good for the inspiration of this project.
Yeah, I was going to say that's definitely probably good for your music because if you just listen to the same type of stuff over and over again, it's going to start to sound like that same stuff.
Yeah.
You can just take some elements from other things and bring it in.
So I'm a bit of an R&B singer this time around with the help of a little bit of auto-tune, you know. You heard it with the single that dropped in July. Mm-hmm. That's
Was that Air V1 or something like that?
Oh, Everyone was more recently.
Oh, okay.
Man, Everyone, that
Was
song.
it To the Ground is what I'm thinking of, right?
Oh, so in the order of those, it goes To the Ground, All the Time Part 2, Everyone.
Right. Okay.
So I had To the Ground. I don't know where that one kind of came from. I just heard this instrumental on, it was like a lo-fi instrumental that someone put out, and I just really liked it. Mm-hmm. And so I'm like, oh, like it like the best ones are just the ones that like you just come up with a melody to it like that. Like you hear it, you're like, oh, like we all fall to the ground. Mm-hmm. And then so I kind of wrote the end part first, and then the verse came after it. For All the Time Part 2, that was another one. It just that song actually sucked for a long time. I started that song in like February 2018. Wow.
Yeah, you sent me like 3 different versions of that song.
February 2019, I think. I started that song. I have over 40 versions of that song.
Oh my God.
Over 40 versions of that song.
Will you ask me like which one of these three I liked more, and I'm like, dude, I can't tell the difference.
Yeah.
I had to specifically ask you what I was looking for.
See, to me it was like night and day.
Yeah.
Just because like I'm like, oh, I moved this note, and I wasn't sure like music theoretically, whatever, blah blah blah, like which one worked. But so for that one, that was kind of like the verses were so easy. I heard the instrumental and I was like, oh, 3 o'clock on a Sunday, da, 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 and it just came. The problem for that one was the hook. I had a really bad hook at first, and I was like, wait, it's All the Time Part 2. Why not take the hook from All the Time Part 1? So I just took the hook from All the Time Part 1, reinserted it, and it sounded good. I was like, I don't know if this melody will even work over this beat, but it did. And then Everyone's another sad story. I totally forgot that one. That's one that's going on the new album.
Nice.
And I got one of my favorite artists, My Compiled Thoughts, to be on it. He's an artist from out of Boston. Dude is so talented. One of the nicest dudes I've ever met. And I sent it to him, and he was like, bro, like, this song is beautiful. Like, blah, blah, blah. Like, thank you for letting me be on it. I'm like, you're thanking me? Really? When it came to paying him, he was like, just pay me what you think it's worth. Like, thank you for the opportunity to be on this. And dude's got more following than me, for sure. And he's just like, he's very supportive of the local scene.
Good.
And everyone, I wouldn't say underneath him, but everyone with
Less
a lesser
clout than
fan
him.
base. Yeah. So that was so nice. And he didn't have to do what he did. He could have just sent a hook and been done with it, but he sent like, both the hooks sound a little bit different, and then he sent background vocals for the outro, and wow, killed it.
Good guy to meet.
Yeah. So we definitely did something special with that, but I think a lot of that came from just not listening to rap music. I rapped for like 5-6 years. I got pretty good at it during that time.
Yeah.
So I just needed to try something I wasn't necessarily familiar with.
Yeah. I remember when I met you, Community Christmas, I think it was 2016. You weren't an intern yet.
No. But I was a rapper.
Yeah, you told me that. And like I didn't hear any of your music at that time, obviously, because I didn't know you.
Yeah, it wasn't good.
And I was like, all right, here's this tall, lanky kid who's just told me he's a rapper. And like, I'm thinking to myself, like, I don't know, John Law Joey, like kind of like weird, like
Froggy Fresh.
Like, yeah, like he just took like some crappy beat and just like did like a joke over it. But then I actually listened to music and I was like, okay, I'll shut up. Like,
I don't know if you said shut up in 2016. I don't know if you would have. You probably would have been like, this is. If you heard it in 2016, in 2016,
it definitely wasn't as good as it is now. Like
in 2016, I was like, man, this is bad. I remember the first song I ever released. I called it First Slice. I don't know. Like eventually, I wanted the whole pie.
It wasn't bad. It just wasn't. I mean, it wasn't what I was expecting, which was terrible. Like,
I mean, just hearing myself, like, I'm used to hearing my voice recorded now, but at the time I wasn't.
dude, I hate hearing my voice recorded. Like, I
Yeah.
don't think Jen hates hearing her voice recorded. Like, everybody hates it. Like,
Yeah, but at the time, my voice sounded like it does to me in my head still, and so it sounded like, "Hey guys," because I was like 14. I was like 14 when I made my first song, and I put a disclaimer at the beginning because I thought it was gonna be horrible. But I was like, "Hey guys, like I know this is bad, but I'm trying here, and so just go ahead and give it a listen." I was
God,
like
if I heard that, I'd be like, oh God, this is gonna be terrible. Like,
I sounded like a 12-year-old Minecraft YouTuber, and but then the second time around, I was in a nutrition class, and my friends in that class, they're like, you need to be more confident. Like, you can't say this is going to be terrible. I'm like,
you can't do that.
So, taking it all too literally, I added another disclaimer in the next song. I'm like, hey guys, my friends told me to be more confident. So I'm just going to, I'm just going to be more confident this time.
because that helps. That's gonna make people be like, oh yeah, he sounds confident
sounds
to
way
me.
more confident. And so I'm just waiting for the day someone hacks my SoundCloud and takes those off private, and they're like, this is what John Fahey used to be. I'm like, oh man. I don't know how to come back from this one. But I mean, like, the whole process is just having fun. Like, obviously I write stories about like my life and stuff, and sometimes life gets hard, but you know, life is fun sometimes, and you just fuck around with your friends. Can I cuss? Can I do that?
I'm gonna censor it all, so don't worry.
All right. So like,
We'll have a nice little beep and like a smiley face over the face, so you'll be good.
life is. I did a good amount of messing around with my friends this summer, and so like we do have joke songs and stuff. And one day we're gonna have the speed tapes. Our friend group is called we call it Speed. I don't really know where it came from. I think one of us saw another video of another one of us running, and they were like, raw speed, and it just came.
I am
to
speed.
I am the Senate. Side note, real quick, I saw a Revenge of the Sith parody thing where they photoshopped Kermit onto Palpatine.
Yeah.
And Mace Windu was like, the Senate will decide your fate. And he's like, well, I am the Senate. And he does the spin thing. He's like, wah! But, so we're going to have the speed tapes one day. And that's just basically us making joke songs about we used to have a big thing for Rubinoff, if you know what that is.
I do know what that is, unfortunately.
Yeah, unfortunately, exactly.
I've been there.
a whole lot of our joke songs or our group songs are just us talking about Rubinoff. We have a love letter to Rube.
Nothing should be that cheap.
There's cheaper things, but it's just Rube and Bush Light.
There's a different cost to that.
it's your soul.
Yeah.
But so basically there's a time to get everything out of your system, and there's a time to just have fun. And I really enjoyed the fun part, but right now I have a lot of stories to tell about.
So you about to get in the lab?
Writing right now, looking for beats. I just found a beat tape that I really loved, and I want to try to contact the guy, but I don't know what my process is going to be right now. Before I get in the studio, I like to have everything ready. I like to have everything written, sometimes recorded if we just want to mix it, but it comes how it does. And it's cool because it makes it happen organically, but it's also everything is everywhere and it's all over the walls and I can't get it all together. So yeah,
It's part of the fun though.
It's a whole lot of fun.
If it was easy, everyone would do it.
Yeah.
And then it would be terrible music everywhere.
Oh my gosh.
Which there already is, but
yeah, it always kind of I don't know what it does, but whenever people are like, oh, how do you do that? How do you rap so good? When people ask me, oh, you rap really fast. That's sick. I'm like, stop. I'm saying things too.
yeah.
But when people are like, oh, how do you rap like this? How do you do this? How do you make this music? I'm like, I'm not like, well, man, I'm really good.
Well, first I take this word and then I put it next to this word. And I'm like, yo, that's some good combination of words right there.
I say some sentences with a couple verbs, couple adjectives, and, boom, conjunction here and there.
Oh, yeah.
There we go. No, people are like, oh, how do you do this? I'm like, it's just, you can do it too. It's practice. I'm not a shining example of success. I'm a example of hard work. If people enjoy listening to my music and think I can rap good or think I can sing good, it's just, I put the time in. And
that's a life lesson for literally anything. Hey,
literally anything.
You want to do something, put the time in.
Hard work. Hard work, kids.
Exactly. Yeah.
And I mean, so at this point, it's just, I know I have the ability to make the art. I'm just pretty lazy sometimes. And that's, some hard work. I just got to put the time in. I know I can do it. My brain gets very scattered with things. I'm like, oh, school. Going to school, doing school homework. That happened. College homework is next level.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
It is not high school homework.
I've been there. I have a black belt in writing a 2-page paper in 30 minutes.
Oh my.
Panic writing at 7:30 in the morning for my 9:30 class.
Yeah. So,
which I don't condone, kids. Don't do that.
It's not a good idea. Trust me. I spent a whole night writing. I did 2 finals. Wrote 6 pages. After those 2 finals, memorized 17 identifications for my history class. And I get there and I'm still memorizing, and I write another paper in the library for my English class. It was bad. Don't do things last minute. But where was I?
Homework.
Oh, yeah. So, for me, it's just, making music is a process. It's a very enjoyable process.
Sometimes it feels like homework.
Sometimes. If it's not coming, organically, though, I don't really do it. And that's why I take breaks from music. You know, I feel like I'm not really in the position success-wise to be taking breaks, but like if I'm gonna make a quality product, I got to be feeling it. And sometimes I can put myself like in that mind state to do it, but if I can't, then I just won't.
What's that mind state look like?
Inspired.
Inspired.
I mean, like, I don't really have a better way to describe it. It's kind of just like, if I'm feeling it, I'm like, oh man, I could rap right now, or I could make some music right now. Then I'm for it. And it's a little more difficult right now because I'm trying new things. I'm like, oh, I got to think about this some more. Like back in the subject of change days, the old days, I could just be like, I'm a rap and I'm just tell the story and it's boom, gold. But but now it takes some more time and it's kind of a process to make music. So like my brain gets like very scattered. So I'm like, oh, I gotta work, I gotta do schoolwork, I gotta go to school, I gotta do all this stuff, I gotta run errands, I gotta make time for my friends. Phone, stop.
I mean, honestly, that's probably good though, because like, if you were to just sit down every day in your basement for like 6 straight hours every day, you wouldn't write anything. Like,
Yeah,
like you wouldn't be living your life. So like, you wouldn't have anything to write about.
exactly.
So,
Which
like,
is why I kind of like I make pit stops. I make pit stops literally to just write down my life. And oh man, I'm nervous for this new project. Not because the quality. I think the quality's there. Obviously, I believe in it. But like, the stories involve other people, obviously, because they're stories about life, and life is just interacting with other people. Mm-hmm. People might be mad.
You're not gonna me too anybody, are you?
No one's getting me tooed. Wait, no. No one's getting me tooed. But you know, just like this summer there's been some disagreements. There's arguments, disagreements, fights, whatever you want to call them. And you know, from my perspective, because I'm on my side,
I hope so.
I would consider myself right. The other party would probably consider themselves right. I'm very big on morality, and
I'd hope so, man. Like,
well, it's just from my point of view,
Yeah.
morality wasn't correct. I was treated unfairly. So, you know, we're kind of past that now. I think.
and we'll find out what happens on the
we're
track.
Cool. No, I mean, me and this person we're cool now. I think we're good, as far as I know.
Mm-hmm.
We're just letting things cool off and just not speaking for a little bit. But the music was written when things were not cooled off. When things were
It's a hate track.
not hate. I don't make tracks about hate. I can make tracks that are angry, directed towards someone, but I never hate them. All right? I just angrily state the facts. I'm being all the way real right now.
Good.
I just, you know, I'm a human being. I get frustrated, but I try to treat everyone as fairly as I can. But I mess up sometimes. We'll just adjust this a little bit. Never mind, we're good there.
You can fix it if you want, or just
No,
not
it's
move.
fine. As long as it's picking up, it doesn't matter to me. But
It's all right. We'll get 45 minutes into this and realize it wasn't recording or something. We got to do it all over again. Can you do that again?
But I mean, like, the music was written at a time when things were not cool. Not that I was like,
Yeah.
bleep you know, like, screw you. No, it's like, this happened and I'm not happy and you are the cause of it. Because you did that. I mean, this summer's been
Had some highs and lows.
had some highs and lows. And like, I think I have a suspicion. I'm not really sure about my writing time frame for like albums and stuff, but usually I write about summers. Subject to Change was a whole lot of summer stuff and a whole lot of past life stuff. But like, I just found myself writing and I couldn't stop. And now like things have slowed down, but my brain just kind of like restarted and I'm like, oh, I can keep writing more. So I think I have a new focus on like the whole idea of this album is like innocence and loss of innocence. What is innocence? What causes people to lose it? What do people consider it to be? And so I'm gonna name drop it here. Haven't name drop it anywhere. And it's a little bit in the experimental stage, but it's called What Happens When Angels Die, and there's a question mark at the end, and I'm thinking parentheses around the question mark because it's a statement.
And a question?
What?
Statement and a question?
Yeah. So it's like, and it's not like a religious theme thing. The religious theme is just a metaphor. Angel being innocence, you know? So what happens when innocence dies? This is a statement saying this is what happens when angels die, and also a question, what happens when angels die? So, I mean, the question should come first, yeah, but like, experimental stage, like I said. And so it's just, I'd like to say it's kind of like, it's to make people think about what they consider innocence to be. And it's largely like morality based, you know, it's all based on what my moral standpoint is on life. And so, I mean, if you disagree with it, you probably disagree with the album. But, you know, I like to think I try my best to be a good person. So it's just telling my stories about, oh, this is what my innocence is / was, and this is how it's gone, and the question's been answered. Like, this is what happens. So the beginning is a whole lot of what if, and then the end is what is. So for me, it'd be something like my sister, you know, like that was a huge point in my life where I was, you know, I was innocent before I was 13 years old, and then, you know, a bunch of crazy shit happened, and now I'm who I am. Maybe not the person I was going to be, maybe better, maybe worse, but, you know, it's just, that's the way life goes. And there's a whole lot more to it, but it's like, it's very hard to explain, and it just like, parts of it come to my head when I'm not even like thinking about it, you know? So.
I mean, that's a pretty heavy event.
I mean, yeah, no, like, it's weird.
You've written about it in a lot of your songs.
I mean, yeah, I mean, that's like a career-defining moment.
Yeah,
that's a
life-defining moment. Yeah.
So like, and people might think I talk about it a lot. I mean, I do talk about it a lot. I talk about it a lot in songs. The people that know me know it, because that's very like, that changed who I am. And I don't know. Yeah, I think it's something everyone can learn from though, because people might not understand how that kind of thing affects someone. I still think about it, you know, like every day. And some days it's like, you know, okay, that happened. That really sucked, but I can make it through the day. And other days you just want to sit down and you want to cry. And, you know, with so much happening in my life, like by the end of summer, I was a mess. I was a mess. But like, very recently, actually, I've been feeling really good.
That's good.
Yeah, no, I'm feeling so good recently. I've just been hanging around with my friends, and like, life is very confusing. But the entirety of it.
Yes.
I'd be saying like, I'd be lying if I wasn't saying like even friends aren't confusing, because, you know, I'm confused with everyone right now, but I'm sure of myself. I'm sure that what I believe is the right thing, and I'm open to other ideas about what the right thing should be, but like, as long as I believe what I'm doing, what I'm saying, what I'm thinking is the right thing, I kind of find some, I don't know, some safety in that, I guess, if that's what you want to use for a word. Yeah.
Good, man. Well, you seem like a good person to me, so.
Well, the thing is, like, not even being a good person.
I know what you mean,
It's just trying.
Yeah. Yeah, life's weird. Doesn't really necessarily get easier. You just kind of learn to deal with the ups and downs in your own way.
It's fun, though.
It is pretty fun.
I'm so excited for what comes next. Next 5 years, I'm so excited.
Pretty good years.
Oh, yeah. I totally forgot.
Yeah.
No, for real. I just forgot, like, how old I was for a second. I was like, 5 years. It's just because it's 5 years.
Yeah.
Wow.
These are your formative years, man. This is where you become an adult.
Yeah. No, I found out I was an adult this Christmas because I got socks, I got flannels, and I lost my mind. I got this car scraper with a glove attached to it.
And you were legitimately happy about it.
I was so happy. I was like, I can't wait for it to snow and then for me to get ice everywhere, because I'm just, you know, I'm going to just scrape the shit out of it. Stands no chance. And my hand's going to be warm as hell when I do it. So, man. So...
Yeah, that's a sure sign that you're an adult, man. There you go. This is random, but I was a few years ago, before I even worked here, actually it was 4 years ago, I was working at the post office for Christmas. I was hired to help with the extra, packages that people were sending through. I got up in the morning, it snowed, and I'm scraping off my window and doing all that. My car has an antenna with a little ball on it, or the car I was driving at the time. Accidentally swipe over it. It goes back, comes back, hits me square in the forehead. Blood. Just like pouring down my face. It was like, you gotta be kidding me. Like, I was getting ready to go to work, and I got blood.
Was frozen down.
Yeah.
Okay.
It froze down, and then I released the pressure, and it came flying back. It was like a stick or something on it, like that pushed it down.
Yeah, you gotta watch out for those antennas, man. They can be crazy. You never know when they're trying to act up.
I guess so, man. Like, it's random, but it happened.
So what you been listening to?
I've been listening to like one band specifically for like the last 2 months straight. It's the Midnight, and it's like it's like a retro band synth. They like take like all the instruments and stuff from like the 80s, like the synth, like they'll throw the saxophone in there every now and then.
Okay.
Some like older sounding drums, like things like that with like a modern twist. And it's all like it's all about things that like people my age are like, I don't know, feeling like the fleeting youth and things like that. I'm just like, oh God, I'm not old, but I'm not
young anymore.
I'm not as young as I was. Like, I'm not 20 anymore. Like, and it's like stuff like that. I'm just like, I'm vibing. Like,
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like
I gotta do my taxes, man. I felt that. Oh.
It's not that literal, but like, things about like love and like, I don't know. You just gotta listen to it. Two of my favorite songs are Memories and Los Angeles.
Okay. I'm gonna look that up.
I'll send them to you.
All right, cool. What genre are they?
It's like I don't even know how to define it. It's like a retro wave, synth wave with lyrics, kind of.
Okay.
I don't know. It just like feels nostalgic.
Yeah, I get that. I've been going through a bit of a nostalgia phase myself. Listened to started Elvis recently.
That's throwing it way back.
Yeah. Paul Anka. Who else? Donny Hathaway. And then like a whole lot of contemporary R&B artists.
Mm-hmm.
Like, The Weeknd, Brent Faiyaz, Frank Ocean. They pretty much just talk about like, they're pretty much like older people. They're like 30 by now. They're going through like, they're still talking about like, not necessarily teenage things, but they're talking about like
young people issues.
Young adult like issues. They're like, oh man, I'm in love, but blah, blah, blah. And this is a blah, blah, blah. I'm like, okay. Yeah, this is cool. This sounds really good. I do enjoy the subject matter and the sounds. So, I mean, I have to like it. I guess that's all there is to it. But these guys are so talented. Like, I don't know what it is, but Frank Ocean, The Weeknd, Bruno Mars. I love Bruno Mars.
They're kind of genre defining, those guys.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah. Bruno Mars is like hard for me to pin down somewhere because I'm like, oh, R&B, but then he has a reggae song, but he's a really big pop artist. I don't know. I'm just like, honestly, it's not their music that really catches me. It's like their talent because they're great songwriters and they can just go. They just got these crazy high notes and they're just pouring their heart out. That's like, I wouldn't even say it's the talent that's getting me. It's just that the amount of emotion they put into it. I love emotional music, whether it's, happy, sad, as long as I'm feeling what they're feeling.
Mm-hmm.
There's a big smile on my face. So, I really love when.
So you like it when they go like really high pitch?
It's just me, like, usually they gotta push it when they go really high.
Yeah.
And it just sounds like very emotional. Like they're
It's an emphasis. It's not like.
It's like something important is happening
Yeah.
and you need to listen. Even if it's Bruno Mars saying like, you ever heard any of the new Bruno Mars 2016? That's what I like.
That's what you say.
That's what
I thought you were
like.
saying.
That's
Yeah.
what-
I've heard all that. I thought you were saying like, 2020, he just came out with some new stuff. I'm like, no, I haven't heard it.
I wish.
Has it been that long since he's dropped some songs? 2016?
That long since he dropped an album, I think. Yeah.
Wow.
He just got off a world tour like last year, I think.
Okay.
Said world tour really weird. World tour.
World Tour.
But Yeah, so like on the bridge to that song, no, I don't even remember it right now. But like he goes super high pitched, and I'm just like, damn, that really makes me want to give someone a lot of cool shit and like and show affection to them.
Here, take these cool things.
I'm like, here, take this strawberry champagne on ice. That's what I like. I hope you do too. You know?
Yeah.
The gold jewelry's shining so bright. Here, enjoy that. So the weekend's kind of just like, the weekend's a little more sad. He's like, I'm doing a lot of drugs, but I love you, I think.
I think, yeah, I think is the kind of emphasis on that.
And Frank Ocean's just like, damn, I'm in an existential crisis and I might be in love.
Yeah.
But also something else. I don't know. Just throw something else into the mix and it's there. So I love these guys as songwriters, as people that can just like emote or whatever. And so, I mean, rap is like, yeah, but like melodies are just different. Like you can just like, you know, on songs like Home or whatever, you might hear like, especially on Stay While, I start losing my voice at one point just because I'm just pushing it. This is what's happening to me, and I'm telling you on a rap song, and it's sad, and it's a lot for me to say.
It added a lot to the song, though.
Yeah. So for Stay A While, like I actually did, like I lost my voice in the studio. I lost my voice completely because I was like, I had to turn away from the engineer, and the engineer is one of my good friends.
Instead of pretend like he wasn't there so you could get it out.
Yeah, I was in a soundproof booth. And I just said, play the song. And during the last verse, I cried. during the verse, I cried and I lost my voice.
Wow.
Because I was really pushing it. So rap can be very powerful sometimes. But like, if there's one thing I can say I'm really proud of is my ability to emote when I like rap and make music. And I'm not feeling it from a lot of artists right now. When they rap, I'm just not feeling like they can make emotional songs and their statements might make me like feel something, but like the way they say it is just not enough for me. So I turn to, you know, more melodic music because I'm like, it's so much easier to just get it out because you're singing. It's more powerful, you know.
Well, that's like if a stand-up comedian got up on stage and just like read his like material out, like with no personality or anything to it, like, or didn't move or do anything like that, like didn't emphasize anything. Like you got to have that like the movement when you do your shtick or whatever it is.
I think some artists just aren't doing enough, and it's not doing it for me.
They're all on lean, so what do you expect? Like
this is a big problem. Yes, yes, this is a very
people
big
dying
problem.
at 21, man. Like
oh man, that's terrible. That's so terrible.
Yeah,
but you know, it's kind of weird because everyone like swears off the drugs and swears off the lean for like 6 months after that type of stuff.
They go right back to it.
And they go right back to it. But I mean, like, it's not necessarily their fault. Yes, they're doing the drugs, but I mean,
takes a hold of you.
Yeah. Like I can understand where the influence of other artists will come into play. Like Juice WRLD, who just died recently, he said he wanted to drink lean when he was in like 6th grade because he heard Future. I've never been able to be like influenced, but like that in that way to do something like that because of music or because of someone I saw like, I don't know, as a big figure. But I can see why people would be influenced. They're like, oh man, I'm going codeine crazy. And they're just like, oh man, doing lean must be lit. But like,
it's definitely not.
It's definitely not. And then these kids,
they get sucked in and they don't get it.
Was a year older than me.
Hey, he's 21.
He's 21, and that's just insane.
He even had a lyric where he was like, forever 27. We're not even making it past 21.
Yeah.
And he didn't.
Yeah, that's so wild. So I don't know. Like, I feel like these people get hooked into something they think might be fun, and then it turns out to be too much, and it just gets to them. So
there's a cost to that stuff.
Oh, yeah. It's awful.
It'll take your youth.
Definitely. So, I mean, I'm not saying I'm a shining example of, you know, like the DARE program.
No, neither am I.
but there's definitely boundaries.
Yeah. Don't be an idiot.
Yeah.
Just don't be an idiot.
I don't know. I really don't know. It's just it's a wild world out there.
It is.
There's too many things going on to like pin something down and just be like, this is how we fix this problem.
It's way more complicated. It's we're constantly stimulated by everything. Like
It just feels like a tornado.
yeah. I'm happy I got at least half my childhood before the internet, when we had it all on the phone. Like
Yeah.
I was in okay boomer. I was in I was in high school when the first iPhone came out. I think I was a freshman.
Life changing.
Yeah, it was totally revolutionary, but it wasn't, even then, it wasn't like, you couldn't like, I mean, you could Google things, but people weren't like on there like, you know,
Yeah.
constantly. Like social media wasn't what it is now. Facebook was still for young people then. Like
Yeah. Oh my.
now it's for old people and people with political agendas. Like I'm not even on there. I had to get off because everybody was just ranting constantly.
Oh my gosh.
Facebook figured out that that's what kept me getting angry and looking at things. So it was just like, here, Sean, we're just going to keep showing it to you, man. Like, keep looking at it.
I can't look at Facebook for more than 5 minutes. Literally 5 minutes.
So
I'll
bad.
see. One of my friends has Facebook, and he's like, I use Facebook. Facebook is. I'm like,
What?
I hate you. Just because I don't know, like I'll go on Facebook and I'll read people being completely wrong on both sides about things. Mm-hmm. Like I don't really have an example topic right now, but to be like, I don't know.
Insert literally anything about Donald Trump, either side. Like,
Yeah. They're like, Donald Trump, stop the planet Earth from blowing up. And they're like, no, the Democratic Party stopped the planet from blowing up, actually.
and it's just, and the same people have been going for like 4 years straight doing it. Like, how? How, man? How do you have that energy?
I don't know. A little late on the impeachment thing.
Yeah.
Just like a side note.
Yeah.
I mean, what does it even mean now? Like, he's impeached, but he's still the president.
I don't know. Well, impeachment is just they bring, they're basically accusing you of something.
Yeah,
The TLDR. It's not like impeachment isn't like the removal from office.
So he gets accused to get accused.
They basically are trying to bring charges against him, is what they're saying.
Fun.
Yeah.
Well,
It's not fun. Like at all.
I mean, I'm not going to get political. I'm just not a big
Let's
fan
stay
of him.
away from it.
Yeah, I'm just not a huge fan of him. I'll leave it at that.
Yeah. It's
So what else is new? What else is new in the TV station?
we've been doing more gaming stuff, more video game stuff. You wanna come in and play some video games with us on stream?
I would love to play video games.
Awesome.
Is Desmond here?
Desmond is not here. He doesn't work here anymore.
Oh no, really?
Yeah, he hasn't worked here since what, like 4 months ago? 5 months ago?
Yeah.
Feels like forever ago.
Damn. What's he doing now?
He is teaching kids, I think, some sort of media stuff. Like, I don't know if I think it's video editing or. He told me a couple weeks ago when I saw him. He's at home, like growing all his own food, so he's not going to starve to death. He's good.
That's so
And then he's
fire.
teaching like private classes with kids at the South Shore Conservatory. And I think one of the things he was teaching is something like either engineering with Minecraft or like filmmaking with Minecraft, something with Minecraft. And I was
love
just like,
that.
I didn't even know kids wanted to, like parents would pay you to teach their kids how to do that.
Hey, they do though.
They do though.
That's money.
He's like, these rich people got money and they want their kids to do Minecraft. And
Stonks.
yeah,
That is
exactly.
stonks right there.
Exactly.
Oh man, we should definitely stream with him if he's down.
He streams on YouTube actually. If you go to his YouTube page, Desmond ONeill, he'll stream like random things. Like he got like a MIDI the other day and like some old school like
Desmond loves some
beat making.
old school music, and
Yeah.
I love it.
He just did like a hour-long stream of him just like playing with this beat maker, and I was just like here working, just like listening to it in the background. Just like,
Yeah. Oh, these
dude.
lo-fi work and study vibes.
that's exactly what it was.
You ever see those streams on YouTube?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
That's what Air V1 reminded me of. I was like, this sounds kind of, or maybe it was To the Ground, one of the two, and I was just like, this,
Probably both of them. They're
Probably both of them. I was just
lo-fi
like, this
beats.
sounds like a lo-fi beat to chill to. Like,
Yeah, yeah. Had to come through and ruin people's day and make one really sad and make one very conscious. But
It's alright. I like that stuff.
oh man. So I would love to see Desmond again. I haven't talked to him in a while. Last I talked
He lives in town, so hit him up.
Yeah, I've been to his house actually.
Yeah.
He's got a dope garden.
Yes, he does. He has like a one indoors where he grows like he makes basically like plants that turn into the soil that he turns into like the vegetables and stuff that he grows, and it's like in this like container thing, and you smell it. And it smells like the freshest air you've ever smelled. Like it smells like fresh green tea. Like
Yeah, oh my, I'm remembering the time I went there, and it was so cool. It was like a botanical garden.
yeah,
Oh man,
he had these like Carolina Reaper peppers that were just.
I'd never touched one of those.
He's like, don't eat that. It's gonna put you in the hospital. Like, he gave me like a seed from like one of the peppers he grew, and like my eyes were watering for like 20 minutes. Like, and it was just a seed. Like,
Oh my.
and then one of his other friends like had one, and he like accidentally like rubbed his eye. And he's like, oh my god. Like, and then he went to rub it again. I was like, oh my god.
Oh man.
So I think I'm okay. Like as his eye starts to like,
I'm not okay. Oh man, I recently.
don't tell mom.
Please, I'll let you hit me back. Just don't tell mom. Oh man, I recently just got into spicy food. Like maybe last year. Mm-hmm. Last year I got into spicy food, and like I'm moving up the scale, but not even close to where I want to
We're
be.
gonna see you on Hot Ones someday.
God. See, I'm nervous. I feel like I want to do it, but I don't want to mess up.
Why don't we do it right here?
I'm telling you, with the interns, instead of like,
Do a group podcast. We all just get the spiciest wings we can find.
I was thinking instead of wings or something, we just do like,
Garlic bread.
I was thinking the grilled cheese again. We go grilled cheese again.
Grilled cheese.
But we find some like weird grilled cheese recipes that are spicy.
Like goat cheese and like weird things. We just sample it all.
I was thinking spicy, but you know, we can do goat cheese. I had the meanest mozzarella sticks yesterday. I had Major League Pizza and Spanish food. I didn't eat all day before my shift because I was just so tired. I just slept all day. And then I wake up, I'm in work, I'm hungry. I wait till they're not so busy. I'm just like, hey, do you have time for some mozzarella sticks? He's like, I got you. He's like, you want the marinara sauce? I'm like, yeah, I want the marinara sauce. He's like,
Who doesn't want marinara sauce with mozzarella sticks? Other people?
there are people.
Do not give them the mozzarella sticks.
Never.
Like,
They shouldn't be walking this earth, but they do. The devil really does walk the earth. So he's like, you want the marinara sauce? I'm like, hell yeah, I want the marinara sauce. Where is it? He's like, it's in the heater right there. It was in like a heated tub with like a ladle and all this. And it wasn't
professional quality.
It wasn't like chunky. Like there was chunks, but I was doing my best to strain it out because I don't like tomato chunks in my sauce. So I'm getting it like, and like when you bite it, it opens up. Like, yeah, it's stringy, but you just like de-string it. You know, you just like, and kind of just wrap around the side. And there's like a little hole inside. So you just dump the marinara sauce in and you get the, I cannot describe it. Just go to Major League Pizza and Spanish food and get the mozzarella sticks. You will not regret it. Also get the Al Pastor tacos. They're really good.
That is a recommendation, not an endorsement, because legally we cannot do that.
Yes, we cannot do that. So yeah, I don't even know where I was before.
You know, that's probably one of the nicest perks about working in like a food place is you get the delicious food.
Sometimes they throw me free food.
Dude, when I was in high school and like college, I worked at McDonald's for like 4 years, and I've probably eaten like over 10,000 chicken nuggets. Like just I would be working on the grill and I'd just take like a chicken nugget out. I'd take some of the chipotle sauce that they put on like the barbecue wraps, squirt a little bit on there, put some cheddar jack cheese on there, and I'd eat like 40 or 50 of them over the course of like a 10-hour shift.
A 10-hour shift?
They worked me pretty hard.
My older sister used to work at McDonald's. She said it was a time.
I mean, I made bank because I worked a lot.
Yeah.
I'd go to school and then like get out at like 2:15, and then from 3 to 10, like I'd work at McDonald's. Like,
so you got to tell me, what is the mac sauce?
Oh, it's just Thousand Island dressing.
Are you kidding me?
I'm dead serious.
You're dead serious.
Dead serious.
That's it.
That's it.
Just Thousand Island.
It's just like thinned up a little bit. Go to Stop and Shop, or wherever you, Roach Brothers or whatever. Get some Thousand Island dressing, put it on a burger. It's the same thing. Swear to God. They have like a slight variation on it, but it's just Thousand Island dressing, man. That's really all it is. It's not mayo, like everybody asks for.
See, what, people ask for mayo on Big Mac?
No. They'll be like, no mayo on my Big Mac, please. And I'm like, there's no mayo on the Big Mac. They're like, yes, there is. And I'm like, lady,
Buddy.
I work here. Like, I think I know. I've made like thousands of these. Like,
I've had my fair share of Big Macs, all right?
yeah. I've been around the block.
I was exposed to be a fool. Like, sometime in spring last year. Because I was like, man, I hate mayonnaise. But whatever's on these McChickens is hitting. They're like, it's mayonnaise.
It's mayonnaise, dude.
Is it like mayonnaise? Like, what? Like,
It is just literally
It's
mayonnaise,
different.
and the spiciness of the chicken blends in with that, with the kind of the moistness of the lettuce, and it just makes it taste less eggy. It's really all it
Things
is.
are just
Well,
not-
also McDonald's probably also they have their own mayonnaise specifically made for them,
This is
just like they have their own Coca-Cola. They have a slightly different recipe of Coca-Cola.
really?
Yes.
But McDonald's Sprite hits
good.
different.
Yes.
I cannot drink
All of them.
I cannot drink like a whole. It doesn't matter what size. I'll get partway through whatever size like McDonald's Sprite it is. You can't survive that. It's like it's heavenly.
Part of
but
it
it's
probably
too
is
good.
too that it's mixed with just tap water. There on the spot.
Really.
Oh, yeah. There's like a bag of syrup in the back, and it goes up through this tube. And when you press that thing, it carbonates it and mixes in tap water.
McDonald's has some really good tap water.
Yeah, they do.
They got some quality tap water.
Probably especially in Marshfield.
Oh yeah,
You got that crisp.
Italiano
That, ooh.
tap water.
Except when that guy broke the main and poop got into it. But
Yeah, like what? That was like that. I mean, that was only a few days, right?
that was like a week or two.
Took a week or two.
I
Oh
don't
yeah,
remember.
that took a while.
It was a lot longer than everybody expected. At first they were like, it's fine. And dude, I was at town hall, like at a Board of Public Works meeting, and some lady came in and she was just talking about the diarrhea she got because she was drinking that. She drank the tap water not realizing that it was infected, and she was so mad. She's literally describing her diarrhea. Like just like
It was brown,
like
non-viscous.
yeah. I was on the toilet for so long. I'm like, oh my God, lady. Like, I don't think you need to share that with us. Like you could have just said like, it had a terrible effect on your bowels or something. Like,
it was bad.
no, she
Yeah.
got visceral with how she described her diarrhea, which is on the record, by the way. You can find that on Vimeo. I don't know the date, but
I definitely miss town hall meetings and town meetings.
you
from
see some
my
wonky
time
stuff,
here.
man.
Oh my gosh, I'm not gonna drop a name.
No,
But
please don't.
I remember this guy at either the first or second town meeting I went to. He's like, "Our ancestors would not stand for this," and I'm just like, I'm crying. I can't. You've seen me at community Christmas. You've seen me at like
Yeah.
town meeting. I can't control my laughter that much. Wow, I was like crying, laughing
There was
the
a
entire time.
at this last town meeting, and I'll name drop a little bit because it's not really anything bad that he did. But Joe Pasevich, you know Joe, right?
Yes, I know
yeah,
Joe.
the one of our members. He does control room, known for kind of pushing the buttons of the moderator. He had left early-ish in the night for this last town meeting, and some other guy who looked kind of like him was getting up to the mic. And the moderator was just like, what is it now? Like,
He's like, "What?"
and it wasn't even the same guy.
Oh, that's so funny. How's Bob doing?
Bob?
Yeah.
I think Bob's doing all right. Bob doing okay? Yeah. Jen says he's doing all right.
He always does the Haymarket South commercials at WATD. He's like, come on down for some fresh produce. I'm like, you know what? I would, but I haven't food shopped in like a year.
He wanted me to do one of the WATD ads. He wanted me to act in one of them at one point. Like,
Oh.
by the time I got an answer for him, he was like, oh, we already did it. I was like,
Okay.
okay, great.
Yeah. I worked at WATD.
Did you really?
Yeah. Well, I didn't work for them. I worked for
TIC or McNamara?
McNamara on money.
Right.
And then, I mean, I just sort of go there every morning, set up cameras, and then they're like, no, we don't need you to set up the cameras, just edit. And then I edited, and then they're like, no, we don't need you to edit. I'm like, all right, cool. But I went to the TIC once, and there was a dog, and man, I love service dogs. They're so cool. I don't know what it is about them. They're just like, they're so calm. You don't mess with a service dog.
No.
Because they're doing a service, but like
You were excitedly admiring that dog.
I was like, oh man, this thing is so cute. It's like if this person starts dying, they're gonna give the person medicine. And I was like, I don't want the person to die, but I want this person to start dying just so I can see the dog do its thing. Like this dog knows how to do CPR. Like this dog is cool. I've seen off-duty service dogs. Man, they're the nicest things. Like when it's time to chill, they know how to chill. Mm-hmm. My dog is such a bag. My dog is a little like bag, and like he barks. He doesn't care what time it is. He'll go out. He's not like a service dog. He's like the exact opposite of what a service dog should be. He's a beagle. He is infamous in Marshfield for running away. You might have heard of him. We picked him up at the shelter countless times. He's just been in people's yards, and he just like he doesn't hurt anyone. He just runs around. And we can't catch him sometimes. So back in my youth, I could catch him, but I'm old now.
You're old.
I'm old.
Ripe old age of 20.
Back when I was 15, I was like the cop in Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs. I don't know, but
Or Michael Cera in Superbad.
yeah.
Oh, he's the fastest kid I've ever seen. He's the fastest kid alive.
But so yeah, my dog is like infamous for running away, and my little dog, she's so cute. Lila, shout out Lila. She's like this little Shih Tzu thing, because I don't know what else she is, but like she can stand on her hind legs for like a minute.
Do that.
And she does this a lot.
Yep.
And she'll just like tickle your shins and lick you, and you know what? You're cool with it. She's like this big. It's awesome. Ashton, bag, he'll jump up, and you're like, don't lean your head down, or be short, because he'll just like. Straight,
Like, get right in your face?
I've gotten a snout in the mouth before, like directly in the mouth. It's terrible. It's gross.
Got that disgusting dog breath.
And all the time, you just gotta tell him, stay away from the table. He'll hop up and be like, so like, how about that food? And you'll be like, no. And you just have to like nudge him off, and then he'll be like, literally like 2 minutes later, he'll be like, so you got leftovers?
So what about now?
What are we doing? Where are we going? So I don't know. He's slimy, but service dogs, they're like, listen, I'm gonna shower you with love unconditionally, as long as you show me unconditional love too,
And maybe save your life.
which means you have to give me treats after I do that. So the service dogs are just waiting for it. They're just waiting for someone to start dying so they can do their job and get treats.
John Fahey low-key trying to go blind so he can get a service dog here.
Anyone knows how to blind me safely, hit me up.
How does one go blind safely?
Listen, I don't.
I guess that's why you're asking. So.
Yeah. But I mean, like therapy dogs and all that, they're so cool. I could go for one of them. I get stressed as hell. For
Airplanes?
don't prescribe me anything to go on an airplane. Give me a dog. And I just want to cuddle it. I just want to cuddle it for like, I'm gonna need a dog for that if I'm gonna go on tour. 100%. I'd lose my mind on airplanes.
Oh, me too. I get so scared on airplanes, like especially takeoff and stuff, but I just take that right to the face. I just gotta live that.
I last time I was on an airplane was in 2017. I went to Colombia. Way there, I was like,
That's a long flight.
yeah. Well, no, it's 2 long flights.
Oh.
3 hours to Miami, then 3 hours to what's it called? To Colombia, to Bogota, the airport. And then another, and I was just waiting in the airport. I'm like, I'm not doing that again. I'm buying a taxi. I'm going home. I might have enough money.
Yeah, you just go right through the cartel territory, no problem.
Yeah,
You
no
just
biggie, no biggie. No, that was after I landed in Miami. I had such a bad time.
Yeah.
Getting
You
there.
might still be in cartel territory there, but
Yeah, but we're also in Pitbull territory.
True. Mr. Worldwide.
Worldwide, Mr. 305, El Chico, bald guy that makes hits and speaks Spanish. Woohoo! Okay. I love that guy. I love that guy so much. I love Pitbull. So then, I end up making it to Colombia anyway. And then on the way back, it's even worse. I'm like, man, something could have happened to the plane. Like, we shaking a lot. There's a lot of turbulence. I am nervous.
You're supposed to do that?
it don't go down. And stewardess is like, it do go down. Obviously, I'm still terrified. I'm like, man, that Diet Coke is taking a little too long to pour. There's too much fizz in that. The coffee's made with the same water that they use for the bathroom. This is a disgusting place to... If this plane falls apart in the sky, I might touch poop water while I'm falling. That's a disgusting way to die.
How would that even happen?
Listen, the plane falls apart, shit's going everywhere. Literal shit's going everywhere. Poop water's going everywhere. The food's going everywhere. I might just be falling freely, and then a peanut gets lodged in my airway, and I have an anaphylactic shock and die. I don't know.
Is that better than hitting the ground? Like,
probably. It's not better than the so you gotta weigh out the panic for both sides.
It's not gonna be pleasant either way.
No. But hitting the ground, I mean, like, done. You know?
You just explode like a meat sack as you hit the ground at
Yeah.
200-something miles an hour.
We've achieved terminal velocity. I've never been to Chili's.
What?
Never been to Chili's.
Go to Chili's, dude.
Have you been to Chili's?
Yes, I've been to Chili's a number of times.
Yeah, I've been to TGI Fridays. Never.
Where did that come from?
So I was thinking about, I was on FaceTime with a friend at one point, and I have like an open up mirror.
Uh-huh.
And so I put my phone in the open up mirror and I closed it. And then I opened it and I said something, and they were like, I thought you were going to say welcome to Chili's. And I was like, okay, I'll do that. So I opened it up. I'm like, hi, welcome to Chili's. And I don't know. It just popped into my head at that
falling
point.
out of the sky and dying remind you of Chili's.
So I don't really listen.
This is the
There's not
mind
really
of John Fahey, folks.
There's not really a connection to be drawn here. But it
Falling
popped
out of the
into
sky, getting covered in poop from the airplane. Chili's. And baby back ribs.
I might have mentioned that, yeah. But so I've never been to a Chili's, and then
Go to Chili's, man.
I'll go to Chili's. I've never been to an Arby's. Never been to a Red Robin.
Red Robin's good. I've been to a Red Robin. I don't think I've been to Arby's. Red Robin's good. They got some good burgers.
Never been to In-N-Out, Baskin Robbins.
I've not been to In-N-Out because they don't have any of them anywhere near here. But I would go. You been to Five Guys?
No, there's peanuts everywhere.
Oh, yeah, you can't even walk in the door.
I can't. I just start living a little less.
Just like rub a couple peanuts on you every day and just
Maybe.
like get a little better.
I want to go Panda Express. I want to go In-N-Out. I've been to TGI Fridays, and let me tell you, TGI Fridays makes a nice chicken sandwich. I might try to go there tonight. I'm not even kidding. Oh my gosh, I thought I was dying because like sometimes I'm like, fuck it, I don't care if I die. I'm gonna just eat this unknown food with this unknown sauce, and if it has peanuts, it does. I got an EpiPen in the car. It might be frozen. It's cold out, but I'll see. I'll just friction it real quick. But so I tried their chicken sandwich, and oh my gosh, it was life changing. Let me tell you something about those chicken sandwiches. They hit so different. I was like gonna try something else. But like every time I go there, I'm like, yeah, this looks good, but they got this chicken sandwich still, and I'm gonna eat it until they don't have it.
Go to a Chick-fil-A. You're gonna have your mind blown.
I've been to Chick-fil-A.
All right.
Let me tell you, Sean, there's a Chick-fil-A in Plymouth across the street from a TGI Fridays.
What does that have to do with anything?
I was just telling you in proximity, like I do have an option.
Oh, okay.
But like I usually go to Chick-fil-A because it's faster. But like if I got the opportunity to sit down, I'm gonna make it happen at TGI Fridays. I'm telling you, they got the appetizer deals. If you donate to St. Jude's too, just donate to St. Jude's because it's a good thing to do, people. But like, oh my gosh, you can get like not unlimited, but close to unlimited, nigh unlimited appetizers if you just donate like $5. You donate $10, you're rolling in it. I'm telling you.
I think that's probably as good a spot as any to end. we just did like an hour and a half, and it ended up turning into like a food commercial.
I'm John, everyone. Nice to meet you.
This is John Fahey, everybody. Check out his first album on Spotify. Subject to Change.
Oh, Jinx, you owe me some. Or water. It's whatever.
There's water in the fridge. You can grab one.
Let's go.
Thanks for being here, man.
Thank you for having me. I'll probably see you when the other interns get back.
Yep, we'll do something fun. We'll do something fun soon because you're still in town. So.
Yep.
And
something food related, hopefully.
Yeah, let's do something food related. We'll figure it out.
All right, cool.
Thanks, Jen.
Thank you.
That's it. Bye.